I've tried to not say ladies and gentlemen a lot on videos before. I've tried to catch myself, but it's just not who I am. Hello, YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is going to be a little bit of behind the scenes. Over the years, I've had several people contact me and ask me questions about what kind of editing software I use, what kind of camera I use, and all these different things. So I wanted to go ahead and show you the things that I started out with when I first made my very first YouTube video, which I didn't even know how to upload while I was making that video. It was just on the fly. And then I wanted to show you the things that I've progressed through over the years. That way you can get some ideas, on what you want to do for yourselves. Now, I want to tell you right now that it doesn't cost a lot of money to put up a YouTube video. The very first video that I ever put up, this is the phone that I used. I don't even know. It's a Galaxy J7V. A Galaxy J7V. All right. So I think it cost me $110, this phone. And this was several years ago. So I had already had this phone for about a year and a half before I even recorded a YouTube video with it and uploaded it. So this is all I used. And I started using this phone when I started doing my live streams as well. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, for whatever reason, I would recommend that you just keep it nice and simple. And before I start to tell you all of the equipment and stuff that I have, which really isn't a lot, all right? It's not a lot. With as many videos as I put out, you would think that I have a whole bunch of different types of things, but I don't. And I don't have a crew working behind me or anything like that. I've always tried to keep it as simple as possible so that I can handle it myself, because as I've stated in the past, I don't want to make this into a job. I don't want to do this and have to have, like, for example, like a payroll, and have to pay unemployment tax and all that kind of stuff. I just want to do what it is that I do anyways and share it with you and be able to, process it or record it and process it, edit it, and put it up as easily as possible without it taking me hours and hours. I've heard of YouTube channels where they spend days editing footage, and I definitely don't want to do that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I've always said that I don't bring you a lot of production value, but what I bring you is a piece of my life and those things that I am doing to prepare, along with things that I find interesting that we should be alerted about that may be coming in the future. But I digress on that part. Do something that you're passionate about doing, right? Don't just do it for the money. Of course, everyone knows that you make money on YouTube. In the beginning, you don't make anything. Actually, I didn't get monetized until after I had well over 4,000 hours and well over 1,000 subscribers, because I didn't even know how to apply for monetization, right? But anyways, that was, a long story, as far as how I started. And like I said, do something that you are passionate about doing. I think that is the most important thing about YouTube. Second most important thing is don't change just because someone tells you that you should change. I've tried to not say ladies and gentlemen a lot on videos before. I've tried to catch myself, but it's just not who I am. So I was like, no, I can't do this. I try to edit it out. I'm like, I'm not going to edit out these 24 ladies and gentlemen that I said on this video, because if not, it wouldn't sound natural. I.e., stay who you are. Don't change for anyone. There are almost 8 billion people in the world. I believe it's almost 8 billion now. I'm sure that there are a few people that are passionate about the same things that you are passionate about, and it just takes time for them to find you. So be patient, and number 3, be consistent. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, I would recommend that you start off nice and slow, maybe one video a week, so that you can get to know how to upload. You can get to know the background work that needs to go into it. Do a little bit of research into what you're going to do, unless you're doing it like me, on the fly. I share with you all what I do, usually on a daily basis when it comes to prepping, be it because I'm actually doing prepping, or be it because I'm actually putting out a forewarning for something that may be coming. But if you want to do it on the fly like I do, you can do it like that also, but be consistent. If you're starting out and you're going to put out one video a week, put out that one video a week the same day of every week. And then after that, once you find out that, hey, I really like doing this, go ahead and start putting out 2 videos a week if that's what you're comfortable with. Or maybe you just want to have a platform, all right, and just put out 2 videos a week and that's it. And that's all you ever put out for your entire YouTube career if you decide to make it one. I forget the name of this channel, but this gentleman used to work for NASA as an engineer. And I think he puts out 1 video a month. And obviously he's a rocket scientist, literally. And the guy is like a genius. But he puts out 1 video a month and he does incredibly well. His videos get millions and millions of views because he's very creative. And again, he's very smart. And he puts things out there that are very interesting and that are actually educational, that a whole bunch of different age groups can watch. It's anywhere from kids all the way up to 99. So he has a very successful YouTube channel and he only puts out 1 video a month. So be consistent. He puts out a video every month. So he is consistent. What I want to do is I want to show you a few of the things here on my desk you see behind me that I use and explain to you why it is that I use them. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of editing softwares that I have. I'll show you the very first one that I ever started using right here on my cell phone. And then I'll show you the one that I graduated to. And I'm actually still using both of those editing softwares because they are very, very good. In my opinion, one of them is at a great price, right? Because it's free. The other one, you have to pay a one-time fee for it. But in my opinion, it's very well worth it because it is a great editing software. So let's get started with the speaker that I use real quick. And like I said, in the beginning, this is all I used. This was my speaker. Even when I had a live stream, this is the speaker that I used, the speaker that came with my phone. But then I graduated to this streaming camera right here is the one that I am currently using. However, the microphone on it just doesn't work very well. It seems to catch a lot of the background noises, even the background noise for when the computer is working. You know, when your computer you hear working, you hear some little crackling sounds in the background and, you know, some of the fans turning on and stuff. It was catching everything. So I upgraded to another set of microphones. And let me go ahead and show you what that one is right now. Now, I went ahead and attached this microphone to the shelf right there because I'm not using it anymore. What I have to say about this microphone is, ladies and gentlemen, when you're ready to branch out and get something better than what you have, what I recommend is that you save up and get the very best that you can and consult with someone else so that they can tell you, hey, yeah, this is a good microphone or not. Don't just rely on the ratings on Amazon or any other site, but call other YouTubers, email other YouTubers that maybe are in your, niche and ask them, hey, do you have this microphone, or what kind of microphone do you have? Now, this microphone right here was a cheapo. It was like $40 and it looked like I was getting a lot for $40. But in reality, this thing is a piece of junk. I won't even tell you the name because I don't recommend it. This is probably going to end up in the landfill because I wouldn't even want to use it as a backup. I went ahead and purchased this microphone right here. It's called Shure. And I knew nothing about it. Like I said, I didn't know anything about any kind of microphones or any speakers or any kind of technical stuff. But I was talking to Becky over at Nutrient Survival, and she said, well, let me get Bobby to give you a call, which is their IT person, and he'll help you out because he's really good at that. So he recommended this. I told him what the problem that I was having was, that I was picking up all of the sounds everywhere, in my computer and everything. He says, oh, this is the microphone that I use right here. It's a Shure microphone, and it works great, and it's a directional microphone, which means that where it's pointing is where it's going to be picking up most of the sound from. So whenever I'm using this, I'm pointing it right at my mouth. That's why I have it kind of like at an angle, because usually whenever I am recording, the camera is right there recording me and the microphone is right there, so I am pointing right at it when I'm talking. And when I first started using this microphone, you all noticed. I got a lot of comments saying, hey, your voice sounds a lot better. I was like, yes, I've got confirmation that this is the one for me. This microphone comes in at a little over $200. and I think it's very well worth it. They do have one that's a little more advanced, but I don't need that. I don't need one that's more advanced than this one. This one works perfect for what I need it for. Now, as far as the camera that I use, you saw the one that I used first when I started doing YouTube, but I went ahead and graduated to this little cheapo. And again, the reason I graduated to this little cheapo is because the other one I had broke. It just started pausing in between videos, and I wanted to get one that's called El Gato. It's a camera, a streaming camera that's called El Gato, and it came highly recommended from Bobby as well. And they were sold out the last time that I seen them on Amazon. So if they ever come back in stock, I'll probably pick one up and see how it works out. But so far, this one's been doing a pretty good job. This is just a cheapo streaming camera. I think it was like $19.99 or $29.99. Not very expensive at all. I don't know anyone else that has one of these, but I do want to go with the recommendation that Bobby gave me because the microphone worked out so well that I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. Another thing I forgot to tell you about this microphone is that I talked to Grayman Prepping about it. And I told him, yeah, Bobby over at Nutrient Survival told me that to get this microphone and it works great. And he said, you know what? He said, I have the exact same microphone. I was like, really? You've been holding out on me, Gray. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as far as the computer that I use, this computer, I don't even think it has a name. I think it's Alien. I think it is. I had a good friend of mine that used to live here in Fairbanks build this computer for me. He's an IT guy, and that's what he does for a living. And he actually built this computer for me, and it's pretty hefty. You can see that it's got a really big box that goes around it. The reason we did that is to make sure that the parts inside have a lot of room and stay nice and cool. And he gave me, how much was it that he put in there? I think I've got 1 terabyte of storage, double. So I have 2. So what happens is he put 2 1 terabyte hard drives in here. And when one of my hard drives starts, getting like half full, I take all of that and I put it into the other one, which is a backup hard drive. And now once that hard drive gets full, I'll download all of that into an external hard drive so that I can save all of that, all of the videos that I have in an external, probably CD ROM disk or just a digital hard drive or solid state hard drive, I think is what they call it. I don't know much about computers. All I know is that this computer works very, very well. And I'm glad that I spent the money on it. I think he charged me about $1,500 to build me this computer. It's been a while now. It's been a couple of years, I think. But it was well worth it. I mean, $1,500. Look at this thing. It's a monster. It works great. It's never let me down once. And I'm really glad that I got it. Now, again, when I first started editing videos on a computer, I don't have it here, but it was on an old Mac that I've had for years. That's probably now about 10 or 12 years old. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So when you start out, you don't have to think that you have to start out using expensive stuff. In my opinion, $1,500 for a computer, for me, is expensive, but it was a one-time purchase. And my friend is available whenever I need help. So he can help me out, figure out things, which he has done already a couple of times. So having a network of friends, ladies and gentlemen, whether they live near you or not, in my opinion, is very important. All right, so let me go ahead and show you the screen here that I got. This screen is awesome. It's 27-inch, and I picked it up, I think 2 years ago during a sale at Costco. I believe I only paid like $169 for it. So it's a great price. Again, try to save up for the best that you can afford. All right, because having a small screen, it just makes it a little more difficult to do editing, in my opinion. And having a big screen like this is so very nice to have. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot more pleasant to your eyes. Let me show you the one last thing that I have as a peripheral, and then I'll go ahead and show you the editing softwares that I use. Now, the last thing that I have as a peripheral is this light. So in the past, you have probably noticed that I had problems with shadows, and I probably still do because I haven't mastered lighting yet. So with this light, what I do is I just turn it on, and it actually faces my face. So if I'm sitting right here, that light is on. But when I turn it on where it has a soft glow. I'm going to try and show you what it looks like. Hopefully it'll come in on camera. Right now I'm actually using my phone to record this and the microphone on my phone, which is actually pretty good. But I'll show you what it looks like on camera when it turns on. It has several settings where you can actually turn it on to really bright with high lumens, or, you know, you can change the lumens on it and mellow the tone of the light as well. So as you can see here, this here is the setting that I use. That is like a mellow tone. It's not super bright. It's about halfway. And it's got the most mellowest tone is what I call it, meaning that it's not a white light, but more of a yellow light. And that seems to work very well. It's not hard on your eyes at all. So whenever I'm looking into the camera, whenever I'm doing a live stream or recording a video and looking into the camera, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't hurt my eyes or even bother me in any way. I highly recommend this. I think this is a great tool to have if you're going to be doing live streamings or videos where you are actually recording off of a camera, you know, on your computer. This thing right here, I believe, costs like $99. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the editing app that I have for my phone. It comes as a free, you know, upload or download, and it's called Kinemaster. I highly recommend this. First, because it's very easy to learn, and it's free. The free version doesn't give you as many options and things that you can use within the editing, but it's free, and it gives you enough that you can actually edit a video pretty well, and you can upload it right from your phone. And like I said, it's called Kinemaster. I highly recommend it. Now, they have another version where you can pay an annual subscription. I believe it's $29.99. In my opinion, it's pretty well worth it. I still pay that subscription because every once in a while I do a video on my phone that I don't feel like I have to edit through my computer, and then I just go ahead and edit on my phone and upload it right from my phone. Now, let's say that you have a video that you shot. In this case, I shot a video of Karma and Dog while they were in the truck. And check this out. This is pretty cool. All right, that's it. It's a 5-second video of Dog and Karma while they were in the truck sticking their heads out of the window. So this here is very easy to edit. Some of the things that you can do here is, like, for example, let's say that I wanted to cut this video right there and transition to the next screen. All I would do is go ahead and click on that. See right there where it lights up the whole stream, and then click on this little scissors right here, and then it says split the video and play ahead. You split the video. Now our video is split. You see that? And then if you want, all you got to do is click on this little plus sign right there, and it allows you to add a transition. So let's go ahead and add this transition that shakes it, right? And we'll be able to see, you have to hit OK, and we'll be able to see how we transition from side to side. Oh, wait a minute, it didn't take that time. But let's go ahead and transition and shake it. Okay, it tells you what kind of a shake do you want. Do you want an up shake, a side shake? Let's go ahead and do an up shake. See that? So it gives us an up shake, and then you press OK. And now when you replay the video, check it out. You saw that, how it up shake? Let's do that again so you can see how it goes up. So that's a way to transition from one scene to another. This is probably not a very good example because, like, there's no one talking or we're not going from one scene to another. It's just me showing you one of the things that you can do with this. It's pretty nice software as far as editing goes. You can also add some music, all right? And you can download music onto here. You can download it from YouTube, or you can download it from this service as well. And if we want to add music to it, all we do is click on this music right here. Go ahead and hit add. And as you can see, it added the music track. So now once we do that, we just get off of here. And then you can go ahead and drag it to wherever you want on your screen. Now, another thing that you can do is really cool. You can click on this. You can click on your stream or your clip, whatever you want to call it. And then you can go to your sound, and you can take and bring down all of the sound. Now, when I play this, we'll go ahead and hit OK. Now, when I play this, in the beginning, you'll hear all of the sound of the wind. But then in the second, after it transfers over, you'll hear no sound of the wind at all and only the music. So many things that you can do with it. It's a great little software. I highly recommend it if all you're working with is a phone, right? So Kinemaster is what it's called. Just look it up on your app store. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that, but I do highly recommend that editing software if you're using your phone. So this here is Camtasia. It's called TechSmith Camtasia, and it's the editing software that I've been using for quite a while now, and I really like using it. There is a learning curve to this editing software, but once you get the hang of it, man, it is so easy to use, and you can do so many things with it, and it just makes editing kind of fun in a way, because there's a lot of things that you can do with it. Now, even now that I've been using this for about 2 years now, I'm still not aware of all of the things that you can do with it, but all of the things that I need to do with it, I can do easily. This version is the 2019 version, which I really like. The cost of this software is a one-time cost of about $249, and it's for life. And you actually get support from their site for life once you purchase it. At least that's what I think. That's what I understand. They do have updates that they come up with every year. I believe they're like $69 or so if you want to update it to the next year's software or to the next year's program. I like the 2019 version that I purchased. I updated one time to 2020, and I just didn't like the updates, and it was kind of glitchy in my opinion. You may have a better experience with it if you want to get it, but all you have to do is just go to TechSmith Camtasia on your URL, and I'm sure that it'll pop up in the first line, because this is the only software with this name that I'm aware of. It's a great software. So the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and show you how we can go ahead and upload the video from our phone that I've been shooting. I'm actually going to do a little editing of the video that I've been shooting for this. But first, we have to make sure that our phone is on and hooked into our machine, right, to our computer. Now we can go ahead and say import media right here. And then you'll notice that the video that I just shot right here is 29 minutes long, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what. So we just click on that and open it, and it'll start uploading into the computer. Okay? It takes a few seconds to upload into the computer, depending on how fast your computer is and depending on how long the video is. This video that I just shot with my phone is 3.56 gigabytes. It's really, really a big file, which is not good for me to have these big files in the end, because I have Wi-Fi as my internet, and it is not very fast. I think if I am having a really good day with the internet, I maybe have upload speeds of about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, which is really good. I get excited whenever I see upload speeds of 5 or 6. Sometimes I'll get download speeds of 25, 50, Mbps's. But my upload speeds, I've never seen it go above 11, and that was on a super, super good day. But usually I average about 5 or 6, which is much better than what I was averaging in winter of like 2 or 1.5 when I had to have the phone in here. What I normally do now is I take my phone, which is again my hotspot, and I put it outside my window, and I open the window, and that gives me really, really good bandwidth as far as uploading and downloading speeds. So this is almost done here, and as soon as it's done, all we have to do is drag it down from up here. You see how it appeared up here? So now it's still processing a little bit, but we can already drag it down to the bottom. Right there. You see, now it's in there and it's ready for me to start editing. That's how simple it is. So let me show you a couple of things that I like to do normally. All right. So first of all, whenever I record something with my phone, I usually have the display facing me so that I can see if I'm coming in all right, if I'm having a lot of light in one spot or another, which usually I won't do a retake if there's too much light on my face or whatever. I just go with it. So as you can see, everything is backwards right now. Okay, so if I want to turn this around so that you don't have to read everything backwards, all I do is go over here where it says rotation to the y-axis, and I type in 180. And as you can see, once I do that, everything turns around to the natural view. All right, and you can see everything, you can read everything, and everything is the right way. Okay, so now one of the things that I like to do, and let me go ahead and turn on my speakers.
Powering on.
That way you can hear some of this. One of the things that I like to do, so you can see right here, there's empty space right here. So you can actually go ahead and trim that empty space off like that, or you can trim it off another way. You can go like this. See, it just cuts it right off. It clips it right off. This is such an easy editing software. And a lot of times I've noticed that my voice is not very loud. So what I will do is I'll go to where it has the little speaker right there, and you can bring it up or down. So you can bring your volume up or down of whatever it is that you recorded. Usually I like to put it, I found that my sweet spot, believe it or not, is 144. So I'll put it on 144 unless for some reason I was really, really low, but you can go all the way up to 250. So you can go all the way up to 250% of your volume on that specific track. All right, so another thing here is I go ahead and start it off. So when you start it off, and instead of it just starting off like that, it doesn't like blend in. So let me go ahead and blend this in. Let me put my speaker on so you can hear it. So instead of it just starting off, you know, like for example, instead of it just starting off with it coming in,
hello YouTubers,
see like that, I go ahead and I blend in the beginning. So you can do that two ways. You can go with transition, and you can put fade in black, right? So that way when the video starts in the beginning,
hello YouTubers,
you see that it fades in. But that's not what I like to do. I like to use behavior and fade it in. Instead of it blending in, I rather fade it in. And the fade in brings it in nice and slow or fast, depending on how you want it. So normally at default it's 83. I like to put it on 63 because it brings it in nice and slow. And I'll show you what I mean. Check this out.
Hello YouTubers,
so you see that?
Here. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
you see that how it kind of like faded in nice and slow and blended in nice and slow, where it just didn't pop out right away, right? So now something else that you can do is, let me go ahead and do a transition for you, which is very simple. So let's say that I wanted to do a transition from here to here, right? All I would have to do is just cut this. I would have to cut this clip. So I cut it. See, now we can move it and do whatever we want with it. But if we want to do a transition, let's say that we want to do a transition. Let me show you a couple different ones. You go to transition, right? And you can do a fade, where it doesn't really turn black, but it just switches over. And this one you may not be able to notice it because, well, let me go ahead and just go over here. I'm going to bring this over and cut some of this off. I was going to say you may not be able to notice it here in the beginning of this fade because I'm really not cutting anything out. Let me show you what I mean.
I started out with,
see, you can't notice it. All right, so you can't notice it. But if I go ahead and change it to where I'm like doing a different movement, you'll notice that I fade.
And then I want to
Did you see that? Let me show you that again.
I started out with, and then I want to show
you see that? So that's a fade. Another one is a black fade through. Let's go ahead and delete that, and let me show you real quick. That's how you delete it. You can just click on it. When it turns yellow like that, you right click and you can delete it out of there. No harm, no foul. Another fade is a black fade through. And it's the same thing. It's just going from one scene to another, but it's doing it in black instead.
And then I want to show
see that? And you can make it as long as you want. If I want to make this fade through 4 seconds, same thing with any other transitions, you can make it as long as you want. Watch this.
Show you the things that I started out with, And then I want to show you the things that I've progressed.
So you can change it, manipulate it however you want. Let's go ahead and delete this one. Let me show you one that I really like to use, which is this one right here, the fold. So you can put this one right here, this slide, and it'll put it to the side. See that?
I want to show you the things that
Again, you can manipulate it for as long or as short as you like.
show you the things that I started out with, and then I want to show you the
It's pretty cool. And one last one that I'll show you, but there's a whole bunch of them that it comes with. You have a flip.
out with, and then I want to show
Okay, you have a page roll.
with, and then I want to show
Okay,
you
and then you have a one that I like is the cube rotate.
out with, and then I want to show you the
Okay, another one that I like is the pixel it.
out with, and then I want to show you the thing
So there's so many things that you can do with this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, what else can we do? We can annotate. So if you annotate, whenever you see that letters or words and stuff pop up, you can annotate with any of these formats. All right, so usually the ones that I use are something like this. And all you have to do is you can manipulate this to whatever size you want. All right, and then all you have to do is just click on this and then write whatever you want to write. So write okay, and once you have it written down there, whatever it is that you want to appear, you can change the font. My favorite font is, let me show you, all you have to do is just scroll over that, go over here, and my favorite font to use would be the Cosmic Sans, and you can see that it changes the font. Now if you want to change the squareness of this square, like if you don't like those rounded edges, you can go ahead and click on this right here and just do it however you want. And then you can bring it back to here, and then this, if you want to change the background, you can change it to whatever color you want. Okay, a lot of times I like to use yellow right there, or if you wanted to change the background to a color that is similar to what you have on your screen already, all you have to do is pick this little icon right here. You can select the color that you want from what you're looking at. So check this out. I click on this and let's go ahead and turn it white. Or look at this. This is the color of my wall. See that? Let's go ahead and turn it this color right here. You can turn it that color. Let's turn it the color of my blue Eddie that I've got up here. See that? And all you have to do is click on it and that's it. Same thing for the letters. If you want to change the color of the letters, you can change it to this color. You can change it to this color. Let's see, white from the light. So you can do that as well. Very simple. Another thing that I like to do, instead of just letting this pop up, take a look at this. Okay, so it's just going to pop on the screen. See that? Instead of doing that, I go back to my behaviors. I go back to my fade. I put it in there. My favorite is 63. But depending on how fast you want that to fade in, you may pick 72, you may pick 83, which is faster. But let's go ahead with 63 and you'll see that it fades in nice and slowly.
The things that I've progressed through over the
and at the
years,
same time, it'll fade out slowly.
Ideas, on what you...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is not rocket science. It has taken me a bit of time to actually know a lot of the things that you can do with this. There's a lot of stuff you can actually voice narrate. So you can get down here and write something so that you can actually read off of it. So here, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Right? You can read it off like that. And then all you have to do is hit start record. And when you hit start record, it'll actually record what you are saying. And then it will allow you to place it on the track wherever you want it. Okay, another thing. Visual effects is really cool. Visual effects, what I use the most is the clip speed. So let's go ahead and take this clip right here. Let's cut it. All right, let's cut it. Now we're going to take the clip speed and we're going to add it to this track alone. So you see whenever you add something, you see this little arrow. It goes up. That's the arrow that's in the middle of that clip. And you can see here it says clip speed at 1. At clip speed of 1. So if you want to make it faster, then you have to shorten the clip speed. If you want to make it slower, then you have to make the clip speed longer. So let's go ahead and make it faster. And here you'll notice in the bottom there that is showing me that right now the clip speed is at 1.21. Okay, and it's at 1.27 now, and the duration of this clip is 13 seconds. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way down to 5 seconds or so. Let's bring it down to 3 seconds. So right there is at 3 seconds, and you'll notice that now my clip speed is 5.73 times faster than the original. So let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. There you go. So if you want to make yourself a chipmunk, you can definitely make yourself a chipmunk. Now let's say that I made a mistake and that I did something that I didn't want to do, and I just don't know how to recreate it. So all you have to do is go over here to these little back arrows right here and hit back. And you'll see that the first thing that I did was bring this back to where it was before, but you just keep going back. And now you see that it's back on there. We still have our clip speed. Let's take that clip speed off. There you go. Now it's back to how it was, even all the way back to when we cut it right here. It'll bring it back to its original form. So if you make a mistake, it's easy to correct. If you make a big mistake and you have to start over again, you just go back to your media and there's your original track. So what I would do if I made a big mistake and I had to start over again is I would go ahead and make sure that you're clicked on one of these right here. Go ahead and hit Control A and it will get all of them lit up. Now, one thing that you can do is you can look at your entire track. Now, if you want to shrink everything down so you can see all of your tracks together, all you have to do is hit this little button here, and you can see the entire track. You can see that everything's lit up. Now, if you want to get all of this stuff out of here and start over again, just hit this cut. You cut everything out of there, and now you can bring this back down, and you can start over again. Right? This right here allows you to expand your view. That way it's easy for you to edit things in or out and have transitions. And this is what I mean. Take a look at this. You see? It allows you to bring it to a level where you can actually see in between words. That way if you have to cut something out, let's say that you say a bad word by mistake, all right, because you were excited and angry about something, you can literally cut it out. Let me show you what I mean about that. All right, here, let's see.
Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here.
Oh my goodness, how can you say that, Alaska Prepper? So we're gonna go like this, boom. We're gonna go like this, boom, and we can go ahead and delete this. We can delete that part. Now it's not there. However, let's go back, all right, because it wasn't that bad. Saying hello is not bad. Another thing that you can do is, let's say that when I first started this video, I was really excited. I said, hello, YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, we can go ahead and cut this and then cut this right here. And then we can go to this one and just bring the sound down to 50%. Okay, and check this out.
Hello, YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's video...
You notice that, how the sound was lower in that part, but not in the original part here. Right? So there's so many more things that you can do with Camtasia, ladies and gentlemen, that it is something that if you decide to get it, I highly recommend it. And no, I'm not affiliate with them or anything like that, but I highly recommend it. It's an outstanding, software program for editing. I highly recommend it. So many things that you can do with it that there's no way that I can teach you everything. But they do have a YouTube channel. Just if you do get Camtasia and you want to learn how to use it, Camtasia actually has little classes that you take, and you can look for each individual class that you want to work on. Like, I didn't even know they had this for like the first year that I had this software program, this editing program. And once I found that every time that I want to do something new or learn something new, I go to one of their YouTube videos, and they're pretty short. They're not that long, and they're very, very, informative. They do a great job teaching people how to, do different edits and stuff like that. So I hope that you got something out of this. I'm really hoping that I can edit this video down to a manageable time, because I know that I've taken a lot of footage so far. So again, I hope you got something out of this, ladies and gentlemen. What it comes down to is that if you want to start a YouTube channel and you want to progress and, you know, get subscribers, the most important things, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, be yourself. Don't ever change for anyone. And always, always, always appreciate your community. Because without your community, you have nothing. You'll be talking to a brick wall. And don't talk at your audience, but talk with your audience. All right? And you will find out that it will be a great experience, as it has been for me. I have such a love for doing this, not because of the editing, not even because of the video taking, but because of the interactions that I have with what I like to call the Alaska Prepper community, right? Because that's what it is. It's more of a family and not an audience. Yes, it is an audience, but I consider you all more my family than an audience. So let me thank you very much for all of the support that you've provided me throughout the years that has allowed me to get to this point on YouTube that I would have never imagined I would have been able to get to. But it's been with your help, and it's been with all of us being able to, you know, cooperate with each other and talk with each other and disagree with each other and just really realize that we are all humans and that we all have something to give. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, by all means, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, but you have to put the work into it. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper, and I'm out. God bless you all.